All right, guys, we are live today here at the Braille House with Braille Drop Episode 2 with our very special guest, Raymond Warner.
What's going on, guys?
You tell us everything.
About
Start with your name, your sponsors, and what you do.
You got it. My name is Raymond Warner. I am from Murrieta, California. My sponsors are Envy Scooters, Vital Scooters, Epic Wings, RaymondWarner.com, and S1. And I've been riding scooters for the past 15 plus years now, so it's been a long time. And
15 years.
I don't do much else, to be honest.
Okay, so the first thing that people are thinking right now is, wait, what? He said scooters, and they were thinking, this is the Braille skateboarding channel. Yes, you are correct. This is the Braille Army channel, to be specific. Well, the podcast, to be even more specific, which will go out on some audio channels as well, as soon as we learn how to use audio. Because we haven't figured that out yet. It's only been on YouTube. But yeah, we are not only going to interview skateboarders, because we want to interview all kinds of people and hear their stories and get into various different topics, which I think will be interesting. Normally, I have a whole list of questions. Today, I have nothing.
No problem.
We're going to wing this, okay?
We just spitball it.
Okay, we're going to just spitball it. So my first question is, how did you get into riding scooters?
When I was younger, a lot of, kids are quote unquote adrenaline junkies, or they like just jumping around from hobby to hobby to hobby, which is sort of what I did. I liked skateboarding. It was a lot of fun, and I still skate to this day, here and there.
Yeah.
Like every other kids, I rode bikes and rollerblades and all that kind of stuff. And when scootering kind of came into the picture, I didn't pick it up right away. Like I just kind of threw it in my jumble of hobbies.
All the other stuff you did.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so you actually did, you did start with skateboarding?
Yeah, I did.
Okay, first.
I did, yeah.
Fascinating.
So yeah, that was my first love, I guess is what you could say.
Yeah.
And I still love watching skateboarding and stuff
This
too.
is the kind of stuff that I find so interesting and why I want to interview a bunch of different people, because Braille skateboarding isn't just for skateboarders, it's for other people. All kinds of people watch Braille skateboarding that don't even skateboard, believe it or not.
Yeah, I've watched Braille for a long time, since before I actually started my channel a few years ago, and I watched all of the Create a Skate, and when people would send you stuff, like I loved it, and it's just a part of action sports. Like in scootering, there's no scooter riders in X Games other than Ryan Williams, if you want to go that far, but he rides bikes. And
there's no scooter riders in X Games?
No.
Okay, yeah, I got a lot of good questions for you. Okay, so tell me the story about you starting to ride skateboards. And how old were you then?
When I started riding skateboards, I was probably, I would say around like 8 or 9 years old, and I didn't really do much. I did a couple ollies here and there, kick flips.
You
pop
did get a
shove-its.
kickflip?
I did.
Okay.
I did. I was young, and it took me a long time to actually get it.
Yeah. How old?
But I think it was probably 10 or 11.
Okay, 10 or 11 years old.
Yeah.
You learn ollies. I feel like if a kid learns how to kickflip, he's hooked into this.
Yeah.
It's like he's there,
Yeah, for sure.
If you can't get the kickflip, you might not.
Yeah.
Okay, so you did learn kickflips, heel flips too?
I didn't learn heel flips until much later.
Okay.
Yeah, I think I learned heel flips when I was kind of like messing around on skateboards here and there, because I've always like hopped on one, because you see one at the skate park. It's just like when a skateboarder sees a scooter, it's like, hey, can I try that really quick? It's the same thing. So
Jumps on there.
yeah, exactly. So
Falls really hard.
Yeah.
That's the other experience that a lot of people have.
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of people go, yeah, I tried to skateboard once. Broke my leg. Never again. But not everybody has that. Okay, so you skated for how long?
I probably skated for 2 or 3 years when I was around that age.
So from like 10 to 12?
Yeah.
Okay, and you're 28 now?
Yeah, I'm 28.
Okay, so then after skating, then what?
After I was kind of, I was never like done with skating, I would say.
Yeah.
I just kind of like started, like I said, cutting into bikes and just like a whole bunch of other stuff. And
Threw
just,
it into the mishmash.
Yeah, did my kid thing,
Were you good at bikes too?
Nah, I could jump. I would try the big jumps at like the little local dirt spot, and they weren't that big. They were like 3 or 4 feet long, but to us, it was like the big jump. You know what I'm saying? And
that is big.
Yeah, and we would do that kind of stuff.
4 foot.
But I didn't actually start scootering like for real until I was about 13 or 14 years old. And that's when I was like really into it. Like, this is what I'm going to do.
Really?
And just really stuck with it.
So why? What was it about that made you go like, this is it, I'm going to do this?
It was different. So if I did go to the skate park or whatever, it was people would look at me like, well, that was kind of weird. That was different, this and that. And it was a little more easy to impress people, I guess is what you could say. And at that age, you're kind of trying to fit in.
Yeah.
So impressing anyone is like a huge plus.
Sure.
So when I was, kind of catching people off guard, that was like really cool for me. I
Yeah.
was like, okay, I'm fitting in here. Like I'm cool. So and since then, like I kind of stuck with it.
That is really funny. Like when you come here, you do like a backflip over like this thing that no one else will ever jump, and we're like, okay, what are you going? That was amazing. That literally amazing. That's really interesting. So I have no idea. I do have a lot of knowledge. Well, not a lot of knowledge about the history of skateboarding, but a pretty good idea of it, and it's been around for a long time.
Yeah.
Then where did scooters hit? Is that pre, after? Any idea?
Scooters actually were invented in 2000. Well, like the scooter that we know today. Like we're not talking about like the big bike tires.
And
on
was
the
this
deck.
from Razor?
This is from Razor.
Okay.
And that's most likely why everybody kind of knows every scooter as a Razor scooter.
Yeah.
Like even when I tell people, I'm like, yeah, I ride a scooter, but it's like a Razor. That's what they always ask me.
Oh, they do?
Yeah, and
That's hilarious.
But
Razor on the branding.
Dude, yeah, they were into it. They got it quick. They weren't
got
playing
in there.
But from scootering that, we see at the skate parks now, it really hasn't been around for all that long. When people actually taking it and trying to make something out of it. It's been probably 7 or 8 years, maybe 9, to where people were really taking it seriously.
So skateboarding had been around for a very long time before this, and then scooters hit the scene 2000.
Mm-hmm.
It's a very new situation. Okay.
Yeah.
And then where does it go from there?
In 2000, right about 2011, there was a couple people that were kind of on the Razor team, and everybody was like really into it, wanted to be on Razor, this and that.
Wow.
And then people started to see that. Some companies started to see that. Scooter shops started to kind of pop up after that, and everybody wanted to get sponsored, and that's kind of where it started to transition into what. Really, like even like in the skateboard world, I'm sure it's the same idea.
Yeah.
Like every kid wants to be like a part of something, be on a team or get free stickers or whatever, and that's and that's just kind of evolved as time has gone on. Granted, it's not to the point where like skateboarding is right now, but we're on our way to getting just bigger than where we are.
Right. So it's a growing sport.
Yeah.
Do you consider it a sport?
I do.
Okay.
I do. I absolutely consider it an action sport just because I've fallen hard and we ride the same ramps.
Yeah.
A lot of people will probably disagree with me on that just because it is different.
What would they say it is?
A hobby or something for kids. It's not something that you can really take seriously or whatever.
Yeah.
And
Same argument is made all day long about skateboarding as well. That's why when I always say, I want to grow the sport of skateboarding, and then I kind of go lifestyle, whatever you want to call it. It actually doesn't matter what you want to call it.
No, I agree.
It is what it is.
I think it just comes from people being so used to what they would consider a sport, which is baseball, soccer. But then again, like that's really hard to get into also. So even those people that are in high school and college, like they get shot down.
Yeah.
Like their parents are like, no, you can't just play baseball for the rest of your life. You got to go and get a job at Ralph's or whatever. Like that happens every day.
Welcome to the world.
Yeah.
It's a crazy place. It's so fascinating to me because growing up in any kind of like thing like this, sport, whatever you want to call it, or any field of the arts, there's this overriding like tone that you can't make a career out of that. You can't do that. You can't make money at that. Quit that. Get a real job. And you're like, okay, but that's not what I want to do, and that sucks.
It's people. Me personally, I feel like when you are a kid, like you're 10 years old, and you just want to be whatever. I wanted to be a baseball player so bad.
Really?
Yeah, when I was like a little kid before.
That's
I was
a tough road.
Yeah, heck yeah, dude. Heck yeah, there's so much that goes into that, and my parents were supportive, but I never really like lost that dream until I found the new one, which is scootering. And even at 13 years old, I was like, this is what I want to do. And I just never forgot that. Yeah, I knew I was like, that's what I want to do.
Okay. I'm just cutting you off left, right, and center. I'm
sorry.
No
worries.
But, Mike, I really want to know, when you were 13, was there an exact point that you can remember that made you go, this is it? Did you like land a backflip and you went, this is what I'm going to do for the rest of my life?
No.
If there is, I don't know.
I don't think there was like one single
Definitive moment. Okay.
No. You know, when I was a kid, scootering just helped in a whole bunch of different categories.
Yeah.
You know, it just turned into an escape, I guess is what you could call it.
Yeah, I totally get that.
And everybody, you know, in around that time frame, everybody had a scooter.
Yeah.
You remember that? Like everybody
No.
had a scooter, and everybody like, oh yeah, you might not. Yeah, that's true. That's true.
In my life, everything has been skateboarding, so I just don't even if like, okay, we should get into the whole controversy. There's tons of controversy.
Oh my God.
If I go to the skate park and there's a scooter there, I don't even notice. I'm like so into what I'm doing that it's just like, that's it. You know what I mean? But there's a massive like hate group. I hate to call it that,
An
but
animosity. Yeah.
whatever you want to call it. Like, it just is what it is, of people saying, oh, the scooters, they're ruining the skate parks, they're ruining the blah, blah, blah. What do you think about that?
It's a lot of times when I see it, it's never, it's usually somebody that's just closed-minded and or kind of immature.
Yeah.
Because like they're talking about kids, like you're talking about kids here. Even if you are talking about somebody like me,
Yeah.
that's still just like a sense of closed-mindedness.
Yeah.
Just because I don't do the same thing as you, that doesn't make me whatever you want to categorize me as, stupid or lame or whatever. This is not a cookie cutter world. Like,
Right.
Everybody is different.
That's true.
You know, and
And I think that's the
people
beauty
forget.
of some of these things that, yeah, you're right. People forget. Sorry to cut you off. I'm just ruining this podcast.
No.
All day. No,
It's
kidding.
good. It's good.
But it's so fascinating to me because I was thinking about this earlier. If I'm at a skate park and there's a scooter kid and he sits down on the rail that I'm trying to skate or whatever, then I could just ask him to move or whatever. But I think this is kind of the place where people get really mad. Or they do a trick and they land and they run into a scooter rider. You see these clips on Instagram,
Oh,
right?
yeah. All the time.
But this is what I was thinking. This is what I was thinking earlier. You see the exact same thing that they run into a little kid with a skateboard too.
Yeah.
You see?
Absolutely.
But it doesn't become like a whole like. I guess
A
there could be
meme.
like right. It doesn't become a meme.
Scooter kids are a meme for sure.
You think so?
Oh yeah, dude. Like let's be real. Like because you know I get it. Like there's more scooter kids on you know at the skate park than there are like really skateboard kids because
Yeah.
everybody tries to even in the scooter world everybody tries to argue the fact that you know skateboarding and scootering is just as hard. Like it's not. Like let's be real. To learn a kickflip is way harder.
You think so?
Than we're learning a tail up. Yeah, for sure. Because how long? Let's break
Oh,
it
yeah,
down.
okay.
How long did it take you to learn a kickflip?
A long time.
And how long did it take you to learn a kickflip when we actually did it last time I was here?
Oh, like a tail whip?
Yeah, or tail whip. Yeah, sorry.
Like
Like 20 minutes.
yeah,
30
20 minutes, yeah.
like it's way easier.
yeah.
But there
That's
are
true.
things that get into the same point. Like
Yeah.
let's say a double tail up flat.
Yeah.
Is probably comparable to a kickflip flat.
Right.
And that's where you know the kids kind of pop in because it is easier.
Sure.
And I get it. Like there's a lot of kids out there that are just learning, but we all had to learn. You know, everybody had to learn.
started there. That's the thing that I think is so funny with skateboarding too. It gets into the same thing. The older, like more established, professional, hardcore skaters, you want to call them that or whatever, right? And they have this new kid coming in. I'm personally trying to change this attitude. They make it very hard for a new skater to feel comfortable at the skate park, at the skate shop. You're instantly a loser, a poser. You know, you kind of have to like earn your wings a little bit. But I'm kind of like, why do we do that? Why don't we just bring people in with open arms and say, let me help you learn to ollie. Let me help you learn to kickflip. So I think that's interesting.
There's people like that in the scooter world too, though.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Hating
like-
on the new kids?
Yeah, hating on a lot. Like I get hate
Hating
on
on.
because I do YouTube all
Oh,
the time, and I'm sure
that's
you get
it.
the same thing.
That's controversy number 12
Oh
that we're
my
going to bring up.
gosh. And yeah,
Do you get hate for being a scooter rider?
yeah.
Like, tell me.
Like people, even on, we'll go back to Braille's channel. Like
Yeah.
when I was here with you guys, like obviously we don't have any problems. Like we're cool.
Yeah.
Like I don't have any problems with you guys. You guys don't have any problems with me.
Right.
And we're just here having a good time. doing
Except for
what we
that
love
one
to
time
do.
you punched me in the face.
Exactly. but we missed that clip.
Okay, so what happened? What happened? You came here, made some videos,
Yeah.
then what happened?
And I get people that will be like, "Oh, you're like on the Braille channel. Like you're on the Braille channel." I was like, "Yeah, I was hanging out with them." And those like talk smack on me. Like say something just rude. I'm like,
Why though? Like, what would they say?
just because I ride scooters. Literally just because I ride scooters. Like, oh, you shouldn't have been there.
How do they? How
Like,
does that
bro,
even-
like I'm just here having a good time. Like, just because we're different doesn't mean we can't talk.
Right, you might have missed the whole episode we did with rollerblades. We've literally done everything. The only thing we haven't done because we can't get the team to come is the professional pogo riders. These
You
guys.
can't get them to come?
No.
Why?
We keep trying to schedule these dudes and we can't get it to happen somehow.
Have you guys had a unicycler here?
No, that's another thing.
That would be gnarly.
We're going. We did rollerblades. We did roller skates. The roller skate episode. Those guys went ham.
They're gnarly.
Dude. Yes.
It's
amazing.
it's like all of it's amazing.
Yeah.
Like-
Whatever.
Like John, for example, when you guys saw John in New York, like
John Reyes or
Yeah.
John Hill?
John Reyes.
Both Johns are amazing.
Yeah.
But he's talking about John Reyes.
He's just like a flatland, like all the spins and stuff that he does. Like,
Yeah.
I'm even mind blown. I'm like, bro, what was that? Like, I get
How
lost.
did you do that? How many years did you practice that? I feel that anything that somebody has gotten to a very high level of skill where they've been practicing it for years. You know, there's that idea that 10,000 hours like makes you heard of this idea? 10,000 hours of practice makes you, I forget what they say exactly, a master, a professional, something. Gabe, you know this idea? Look it up
Like
real
an
fast.
expert?
Just Google that. Yeah, it's a thing. That one guy who does the rap music with the red hair, he has a song about it. You know what I'm talking about.
He's a rapper?
Never mind.
As soon as you said red hair,
Never,
I just thought
I
Ed
have no
Sheeran.
idea what I'm thinking. Okay, Gabe is our official man here. 10,000 hours of quote unquote deliberate practice are needed to become world class in any field. So 10,000 hours of playing the violin, 10,000 hours of skateboarding, 10,000 hours riding a scooter. I'm impressed by anyone who does that for anything. Unicycle, juggling, whatever.
What was that, like 10,000 hours? What was that, like 400 and something days?
I have no idea, but it's a lot. It's a lot. I'm sure that you've put that in plus.
Yeah.
Me too.
Yeah.
How long?
416?
416 days of how many hours a day?
24. Like that 24 hours.
Okay, so give me the 416
Let's just say
straight
you
full
ride
days.
for, let's just say 5 hours a day.
Go 5 hours a day,
What was that?
which is how long we skateboard every day. Right, team? Go ahead. 5 hours a day. Do the math. Somebody in the comments below is just going to destroy us on
Yeah,
this math
416.
situation. Just
Yeah.
do 10,000 divided by 5.
Yeah, there we go.
I did really good in math in school, by the way.
That's 2,000. 2,000 days.
2,000 days divided by 365.
That's like 6 years, 6.5 years, right?
5.5 years of doing something every day for 5 hours. I'm impressed with your ability to stick with it.
Yeah, that's
For
amazing.
real.
Yeah.
And you're going to be good at that thing.
How long have you skated for?
I say that I started skateboarding when I was 10 because the math is easier, which would make it 26 years. But it was technically probably around 9, maybe even a little earlier than that.
Okay. But you really like took it up at 10 or something, or do you?
Yeah, I mean, I grew up in Montana, so every winter it's all snow. So every winter it was all snowboarding. But the second the snow would melt, it was all skateboarding.
Okay.
It was pretty much like there's not a lot to do in Red Lodge, Montana. You're either gonna skateboard or do drugs, which I did not want to take part in.
Yeah, yeah.
That's a whole
Good-
nother
good
story.
choice.
Yeah.
Good choice.
Well, it's funny. I saw a bunch of other people, older people, the older skate crew, right? And a lot of them like started into heavy drugs, and I saw their life. They just sort of like lost their lives, and I went at a very young age. I do not want to go in that direction.
Right.
And I took the skate direction. It's been awesome.
That's good.
Yeah. And my God, how many people told me, you won't make it, you can't make a career out of this, especially when it hit the YouTube, dude.
Oh, dude.
Wow.
And the amount of, and even then, like, you can't just do YouTube videos like this, and that. And look what you guys have created out of it. It's massive. What do you guys, like 5 million or something like that?
Yeah, well, on the main channel, we have 4.5 million subscribers. And then on the secondary channel, we have, how many? 500,000? Almost
crazy,
500.
dude.
So, yeah, combined 5 million. Yeah. Well, how
That's-
many do you have?
I'm right about at 1 million. I think I'm at 970 right now.
970.
970.
You're about to get a gold play button.
Almost,
I had
dude.
no idea. Why didn't we say that?
I know,
You guys
that was close.
we got a gold play button this. That's massive.
I'm excited.
When you get the gold play button, that's good.
You guys skated yours. Yeah,
Yeah,
I
we
saw
did.
it like bolted back into the case. I was like, oh my gosh,
Yeah.
dude.
Yeah.
I don't think the new ones. I think they're all just that's like the silver plaque that you guys have.
Yeah. I think it's one piece.
Kind of bumming.
Yeah, but that's cool too.
Yeah.
It does, that gold, man. That's like not a lot of people get 1 million subscribers.
I know. I'm like so excited for it.
It's amazing. Okay, so scootering has a similar thing because skateboarding, the skateboard world, like we're not even considered skateboarders because we do YouTube. You know what I mean?
Wait, what? You're not like
Within the
people
world
look at
of
you different?
skateboarding, they're like, oh wait, there's like skateboarders, and then there's like what has been like quote unquote described as YouTube skaters. Like, what do you think about those YouTube skater guys? And they're like, what? Who's that?
Really? Like
Yes!
they put you out? Like, oh my gosh, dude.
Yeah, no, it's amazing to me. It's actually amazing. There are some professionals, and I love these guys. I love them all. But it's super interesting to me because like people that I grew up with, skating with, and they're like some of the literally the world's best skateboarders, my personal favorites. And they're like, so what are you doing now? I'm like, yeah, well, I do this whole
same thing.
I do this whole thing on YouTube. We just make a video here and there.
Oh my
They
gosh.
literally, they don't, but I understand it too because they're so involved in heavy like street skating, filming their video parts, and the stuff that they do, dude, they're masters. 10,000 hours.
Yeah.
That's for them. That's a weekend.
Yeah.
for real. But I want to hear your story of the YouTube. How did it? It's fascinating to me that the hate translates over.
Yeah. Like you mean like how it started and stuff, or or just where it's
tell
at.
me, in the scooter industry, is there like a thing where it's like, oh, you're less cool because you do YouTube videos? Is it like that?
Not. I mean.
Okay, so it's not the same.
It's not the same. So there's not many scooter YouTubers out there. There's a few, you know,
Okay.
but you can pretty much the guys that have a larger name.
Yeah.
You can pretty much count on one hand.
John Reyes.
John, myself, Claudius. There is he doesn't necessarily do scooter stuff as much, but Tanner Fox.
Tanner Fox.
I feel like I'm drawing a blank here. Oh, Jack Dowth. But he's not really doing it as much, and he's not doing YouTube as much anymore. But there's a few. But I would say people look at you very closely to put you in a certain category. Now let me explain that.
Mm-hmm.
Myself, I've been a pro rider for an extremely long time.
Really?
I'm one of the older guys in the
Really?
sport. Yeah, 28. There's very few that are actually older than me.
Really?
John Reyes being one of them. Sorry, John.
Shout out John Reyes. Don't be sorry. Come on. That means you had a career that lasted.
Yeah, we're trying to make it last.
Well
exactly.
done.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And I feel like there are like I'm not gonna say I get a pass or anything like that.
Sure.
But a lot of people do venture out of scootering kind of quickly, and that's where people kind of get upset, and they just expect that you're gonna do that. I don't know.
Like, what do you mean? They
like,
start riding scooters
they
and then they quit.
Yeah, they start riding scooters, and then they get like one video that's really popular, and then they start to like kind of veer the other direction to go into something that's a little more mainstream, I guess is what you could call it.
Like, give me a real example of that.
Like let's just say like I've done scooter stuff forever,
Yeah.
right? But I like cars.
Okay.
And you know I'm looking at specific cars I want to get in the future, whatever, and. Let's say eventually I get a car, and then people just expect that I'm just going to do car stuff now.
Really?
Like I'm going to leave scootering and just do car stuff.
Like people on your social media or what?
People just period. Like pro riders that I've ridden with for years and years and years and years, they think I'm just going to veer out. But nothing that I do on my YouTube channel is good enough for like the older crowd. Now, I know you guys have done like the oddities on your skateboard and things like that. I've done a few things like that as well.
Yeah.
I told you earlier I did like Starburst as grip tape.
Yep.
And it's something that kids enjoy because the kids that are in scootering are obviously much younger. It's a younger crowd than
Really?
in the skateboard world. Yeah.
Okay.
Like there's not many kids that are like 20 years old. So I'm like, oh, the kids will enjoy that. They'll think it's fun, you know. But like again, my friends that I've ridden with forever,
Yeah.
like shot me down.
Yeah.
I was like, bro, like
Like, what did they say?
Like, I'm
they
just trying to-
texted you or something?
Yeah, like, they wouldn't say it to me.
Right.
They
That's the
never
other
do,
thing.
you know?
Right. I know. I love it.
But all like just the warriors, dude, the trolls, like they'll just just say like, "Oh, Raymond's out here doing this, and that," like on Twitter.
Okay. Next question. You read your comments?
Yeah,
Yeah. Heavy.
yeah, most of them.
You really take it personally?
Yeah, for sure.
You do?
Oh no, like when my friends say it, no.
Okay. When your friends say it, but when non-friends say it?
When non-friends say it, no.
Yeah, I feel like there's two ways to look at this, and I feel like both ways are not necessarily incorrect. Okay, you read your comments, and you're like, oh, some videos are just like hate, hate, and then other videos are like, this is the best video I've ever seen. You guys are awesome. This is the comment we want to see, and it's just love, nothing but
Yeah.
love. Some people listen to every comment, and they really hang on to it, and they think or whatever, it's their viewpoint, which they're very entitled to have, that, okay, this is my audience. The customer is always right kind of a mentality.
Yeah.
I should do what they want to do. But it's kind of interesting. You got to really like think that through. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like some of the comments, if you do what they want you to do, it means you're just going to quit.
Right, for sure. Like they're like, oh, yeah, like you suck at doing this, and this, and that.
Yeah.
You know, but you
Right.
you guys like I'm sure your guys' channel is probably just like mine. Like it's 98-2 when it comes to negativity and positivity.
Thank you.
And that's why I've just kind of avoided I read all the comments still, but all the ones that are just nasty.
Yeah.
That are people that I don't personally know. I'm just like I just either delete it. I don't usually block them.
Sure.
Because I am curious like what they're thinking or
Sure.
what they're wanting to do. I don't block them. I just delete it.
Sure.
Especially if it has like cussing in it or whatever. But the positivity, I'm like, cool. That's what I hang on to.
Right. Okay. That's the key thing that I really wanted to point out that I think is important for kids or anyone. I kind of hate to say kids all the time because there's a lot of older people that learn to do things, scooters as well.
Right.
I'm sure people get into it later on, right? Or is it mostly kids that are starting?
No, there's people that start when they're like 18, 19.
Yeah, because I
or
say
people
this.
that come back.
I say this with skateboarding all the time, and then I have to stop myself. Oh, yeah, because all the kids that are just starting, and then I realize, oh, yeah, there's like people that are 30 that are just starting.
Mm-hmm.
There are.
Or like that lady.
That lady,
Shove It.
It's for cancer.
Yeah.
Shout out.
68, she said?
Amazing.
That's amazing.
So you gotta. So there's a place for them as well. But yeah, you have to. You cannot listen to the negative comments, and it's true, like you said, it is 98% positive, 2% negative. We did this video with this kid. We're sport at the park, and when we gave him the board, he didn't say thank you, and the comments were just roasting him. Well, let me bring that back. 2% of the comments roasted him. And the mom emails us and she says, please take down the video. And this video is getting a lot of views and whatever about the views. We don't care. We would like to make the mom happy, but we said, you know what? Take another look at that video, read all the positive comments, and why don't you do a count? See how many comments are positive versus the negative. Because she was like, my son wants to be a professional skater, and we're trying to build a name for him, and he's getting pretty good. And now all this negativity. And I said, welcome to the world. Read all those comments. And she mailed us back. She said, oh my gosh, you're right.
Yeah.
So many positive comments. Please leave it up. And then I also pointed out, if your son wants to be a professional skateboarder, maybe 1 million views might help him.
Yeah, for sure, because people are going to recognize him regardless.
Yeah.
Like, oh, you're that kid that got the Braille board. That's so cool.
That's the other thing about it. It's just attention.
Yeah.
It is.
Which is, it's weird because that's kind of where a lot of action sports are going towards in scootering.
Yeah.
Now, like, let's just say, again, we'll go back to like some weird thing that I do. Let's say like some random kid does that. The fact that that's all they have to do now to become like someone in a sport is nuts.
Like
just because
what?
of social media. Because like, we'll say 10 years ago.
Yeah.
If you weren't like a way up there pro skater or scooter rider or whatever,
The best.
like there was no way. Well, not no way, but it was very difficult for you to actually make a name for yourself.
A lot of times, even if you were very, very, very good in skateboarding, and you weren't friends with the right people, you're out, dude.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
And now,
Like Gabe. Gabe says, like me. Yeah, Gabe's getting the hatred.
and now if you get the right thumbnail and an Insta edit,
It's
you're
over.
up there. Like you're getting 30,000, 40, 50,000 people watching you. Like
I
that's
know.
nuts.
And then some of these brands, they don't know what to do with that. They don't know what to think about it. So interesting.
And you know, I kind of I agree. Like
Yeah.
I wouldn't know how to look at that either.
Same. It's so new. It's too new. How do you judge it?
Yeah, where does it end? Like, where is this kid that's like that's like 10, 12, 14 years old? Like, what? Like, should we send him a scooter just because he got a lot of views on a video? Like,
Yeah.
or whatever. And it is weird. It's out there.
It's like a trial and error thing, I think, you know? They sent him a scooter, and then they sold a bunch more scooters. Then, okay, well, that worked, I guess. And then the whole sponsorship thing. Okay, so the sponsorship thing is very similar. So you have a professional scooter, has your name on it.
Yeah.
And you get a percentage of whatever the amounts of scooters that sell.
Right.
How many big scooter companies are there?
There's a few that are like kind of you know, it fluctuates.
Does
This
it?
is what I should say.
Yeah.
You know, like there's the big brands that are here right now, and let's say in 6 or 8 months, like they might be like kind of the middle. You know,
Really?
like somebody might hop up and pass them or whatever just because they did something right, and I'm sure it's like that in a lot of different industries.
Yeah.
But right now, there's probably 3 or 4 like really big ones that are strong, that are like really pushing and doing really, really well.
3 or 4 that are big and strong. How many that are not?
Oh, dude,
Tons?
tons.
Really?
Like they pop up all the time because it's mom and dad that think like, oh, like this is easy to make. I can make this.
Yeah.
And they try it, and they're here for 6 months, and then they realize, okay, maybe I can't do this.
Right.
Because it is a real business. It's not just like you can hop in and make $1 million and dip out.
Right. Sell that piece.
Right. And then they
anything's
disappear.
hard work. It's hard work.
But if I had to give it like a guesstimate as to how many like that are in the industry and have been here for a little bit, but they aren't like the top.
Yeah.
I'd probably say there's 25, 30 that are like kind of doing stuff, whether
Okay.
it's making parts or they have a team that have
have
like,
a
you know,
team. They're doing
people on
something.
there.
It's funny with skateboarding. I feel like there's just hundreds, if not
Probably.
thousands.
Yeah.
And it's amazing because it really like spreads out the attention to different things, you know. Which fine, whatever. It's fascinating. I'm personally more into just how do we get more people involved into skateboarding, period.
Yeah.
Which is a thing that I don't know. This is the other question I have for you. Is anybody doing that with scooters?
Just trying to get people in.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. And
What
I
company
definitely-
is doing it?
there's so let's see if we're going on companies.
Or maybe people.
Yeah,
Is there like a organization that their mission is to have this occur?
Yeah, like Envy is one of the companies that I ride for.
Yeah.
I'm not being biased or anything like that. but-
Totally biased. Sponsored by Envy. Thank
Yeah,
you very
Envy
much.
Scooters, come on.
You can buy them at envy.com.
They make scooters from their $300
Yeah.
down to like $120.
Okay.
And that $120 range, like when a mom comes into a scooter store and like, hey, like I need a scooter, I only
Yeah.
want to spend $100. Like it's all the time. And
Right.
I'm sure same thing in skateboards. You know,
Yeah.
you have your Target boards that are
Yeah.
these companies, and granted, they might not have like mad respect in the skate world or whatever, but they are like trying to get people on skateboards so
Yeah.
that they buy, let's say a Braille complete later on.
Yeah.
And there's a few companies that are in the scooter world that are like, yeah, dude, we have to make cheap ones so that
To get people in.
yeah, little Timmy can come in and hop on a scooter and enjoy it.
Yeah.
And then in a year he'll buy like a bigger one or whatever.
What's the cheapest scooter?
But it's probably right about there.
100?
$120. If you're getting
Wow.
something, it's like, unless you want to go into like the Razor.
Give me like
which
the
is
cheapest.
The cheapest?
Yeah, like let's go
Oh,
all the
dude.
way, dude. We got, you know what the cheapest skateboard is? Complete skateboard.
Yeah, I'd say like $20.
$15.
$15,
Yep.
dude.
Walmart, $15 Kryptonite.
It's probably right around there.
Kryptonics, sorry, Kryptonics. Can't believe I missed that.
It's probably close.
Really?
It's probably close. It's probably
$15
like,
scooter.
it's probably $20.
Wow.
I think I bought one for a video that was $23.
Yeah.
I think it was like I can't remember the brand, But yeah, and I rode it. Obviously, it exploded pretty quickly.
Yeah.
But it was a scooter nonetheless. That some
Yeah,
6-year-old kid could hop on and have a great time.
For a while.
Yeah, but I'm 170 pounds. Like, I'm not, that thing's gonna
It's
explode.
a different world,
yeah,
right?
dude.
Okay, is anybody doing the tutorial thing?
Yeah. So I did it for a little bit, but I went more into the vlog stuff. But there's
Yeah.
a lot of people that are that are kind of, they don't so much make videos, but they do lessons. Like there's
Lessons.
camps that are going around all the time. I don't know if you could categorize that as the same thing.
Yeah, kind of. I mean, Woodward has like a big camp scene. Obviously, that is what they are. They have these massive skate parks. I don't know if most of you guys probably know what Woodward is. We've made a bunch of videos there, and they have skateboard campers. They have scooter campers. The one that we went to even had gymnastics. Oh, and bikes as well. Whole bike course. So yeah, there's that. But that's the same in skateboarding. There are skateboard lessons. But yeah, okay, that's interesting.
You guys do like a tutorial thing, like
We are like all about that. Like, how do we get that? Because the thing that you were saying is like, a lot of people will start and then they'll do it for a little bit and then they'll quit. I'm very interested in why people quit and how do we make them not quit? Just keep going.
I kind of have a
So
theory.
we're trying to grow this. We're trying to grow a community here, and if people are quitting, then we gotta handle that.
I think I have a theory
Hit
on
me
that.
with it.
Like I've actually thought about it a lot.
Yeah.
And you know, I kind of became I don't want to say like a victim to it, but I was there.
Yeah.
You know, I think a lot of people think that, hey, like I scooter, I'm only allowed to scooter.
Yeah.
Like I can't scooter and ride bikes, or I can't scooter and play baseball. Like people think that this is all I can do.
They want to pin you into a category, and they want to. I think there's a word for this.
Exclusive, like
Bigotry or something. No, I was
Yeah.
just kidding.
and I think people
Whatever.
just think like I can only do one thing.
Yeah.
And I kind of thought about that for a little bit because I only scootered for 15 years, like 16 years.
Yeah.
And I just recently started, riding bikes and like heavily mountain bikes, and had a lot of fun with it. And as soon as I did it, people came in and like, hey, dude, like Raymond's riding bikes now. Like he's gonna be a bike channel. He's gonna be this. He's gonna be that.
Yeah.
Like,
Once you get into your audience,
Yeah.
your audience, they become accustomed to a very specific thing. Sometimes I'll let you finish.
but I think that I've been doing that and scootering for a while now.
Yeah.
And going back and forth and kind of trying to show like, yo, dude, like if you want to do two things, go for it. Like have a good time. Like you don't have to do one specific thing, whether it's team sports or not really.
Yeah.
And I think people are just weirded out really by getting into two different things and trying to split up their time or whatever. I don't know. That's kind of what my theory has been for the past probably about 7 or 8 months now.
So why do you think they quit? Because they just get interested in something else?
Yeah, maybe. Like, or do they just think that maybe I can only do one thing, or they want to get really, really good at one thing, and
Yeah.
they just absolutely stop doing something else. But a lot of times they come back. Have you ever noticed that?
A lot of skaters coming back. Well,
Yeah.
we get these comments all the time. Thank you so much. I used to skate. I quit for many years, and now I'm back, and I'm loving it. They always say, I'm loving it, because I think, when you're a kid, there's a lot of judgment, and you are, like you mentioned earlier, you're kind of trying to fit in, right?
Mm-hmm.
So sometimes skateboarding can be great, or riding a scooter can be great. You can go and do a trick and impress people, and they're like, hey, and you fit right in. Other times, sometimes these kids go to the skate park, and they're just poser, loser, you suck, you can't, and that's not helping them feel part of the community.
And that's
I don't
hurting
know
them
what
in
to
so many
say.
different ways too.
Yeah.
And do you feel like now that skateboarding is in the Olympics, right?
Yeah, that's
we
we didn't even start on that yet.
Do you think that now people will kind of categorize it as like a real job now? Like, or parents
Good.
will support their kids more when it comes to skateboarding?
Good question. I certainly hope so. I kind of think so. I think some parents are just good at supporting their kids in general, and then other ones aren't because it's the regular cookie cutter. No, you're going to be better than I am. You're going to make more money than I do, which means you're going to be a lawyer, a doctor, and they try and like cookie cutter them, shove them into this small sphere. And I don't think that's correct. Wouldn't, I don't want that put onto me.
Yeah, no way.
I'm going to do whatever I'm going to do, So I certainly hope that being on the world platform of the Olympics is going to help this. So I'm really excited for it. A lot of skateboarders are not really excited for it. They think, oh, this is ruining skateboarding. We want it to be this core group of very exclusive guys. But really where that ends up, I'm sorry to say, those people love skateboarding. They do. They love it. But where that viewpoint ends up is skateboarding dying.
Mm-hmm.
It's the same.
Yeah.
Skateboarding has almost died a couple times.
Yeah.
It has gone through various very popular periods to very unpopular periods and then back up again. And we're on a good slide up. So I think my personal opinion for skateboarding specifically is that nobody took the responsibility to get new people in, teach them how to do it, make sure they can. Like soccer is the world's largest sport. Baseball, football, basketball. When you sign up for school, you go in, and you get a series of options of things you want to do. Would you like to be on the basketball team? Would you like to be on the football team? They're not asking you, would you like to ride a skateboard? Would you like to scooter? They're not asking these questions. Mm-hmm. So there's literally no structured system anywhere. And not that we have to put structure into it because it's a very individual free thing, but there's no how do they enter this?
Yeah.
It's interesting.
They actually, I don't know how large this is or if it's a main idea right now, but at the middle school that I went to, it's called Chavela. They actually have a skate team.
Whoa!
Yeah,
at the school.
At the school, they leave school and they go to the skate park that is right next to the school.
Yeah.
And they open it in the middle of the day because it's closed throughout the day, and they skate there.
Wow!
And then
see how cool is that?
It's so cool.
Very
cool. I want them to do scootering there too, but the fact that they've dipped their toe in is so neat. I don't know how popular it is. I don't know if that's a main thing.
Yeah, it doesn't even matter if it's unpopular. The fact that it happened once means that it will happen more.
Yeah.
And this is a viewpoint I talk about all the time. I think this comes up in every podcast that we've done. This is number 2. So the first 2. But I'm just going to keep talking about it and talking about it and talking about it. And I have met people that are trying to get this kind of a program implemented, and we're going to do a whole thing on trying to get these types of programs implemented because it's good for skateboarding.
Yeah.
It's cool.
Well, it's good for kids too.
It's good for kids. Yeah.
It's so good.
That's what I mean. Not for skateboarding specifically, but for the kids, you know? I learned so much life experience by falling down on a skateboard and getting back up and continuing to go that I would never have a business if I couldn't do that.
Yeah,
how many times I've done business.
And I'm sure not that many people can sit in front of someone new and have a conversation for an hour. And and skateboarding has done that for you.
Right.
You've met so many people and you've been in front of a camera riding your skateboard, doing different things in front of all of these millions of people now that you have such good people skills. And I've done the same thing on my scooter and you can learn with doing anything. You want to be a cook, you have to cook in front of people.
Yeah, do it.
If you need to meet Gordon Ramsay and you got to cook in front of him, you better know how to talk to him.
Right.
And you're only going to learn that by cooking and meeting new people, this and that. And there's so many different avenues.
Right, and just get out there and do it. That's the thing that I think is really cool about social media, YouTube, all these different things. They just opened up the field of, hey, random kid from small town nowhere, you want to make a channel? Go ahead. You could be the biggest person in that field in the next 6 months. It's crazy.
Yep.
Some of these people, there's a YouTuber who she was doing news stuff, and the next thing you know, she's interviewing Obama. You're like, this is a thing that's happening right now. Yeah, that happened a while ago. But that's how fast or big or this is a world stage. It is. And whether people like that or hate it, it wasn't me that made that change. It was this company, you might have heard of them, called Google. You could blame Google for that, dude.
Yeah.
Or, YouTube was created, Google bought it, and it's this thing. It is the change of the world. You know? I don't know what to say.
Right.
I loved Blockbuster too, but it's gone. You know?
Do you follow like Gary Vee much?
Yeah.
Yeah. He's like on it right now too when it comes to like knowing, well, not knowing, but thinking about what's coming next.
Yeah.
And like TikTok. TikTok's on its way right now.
Yeah, it is. Right now, I believe, statistically, it is the fastest growing social media platform in the world. It is growing faster. It's not bigger than, but growing faster than Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. Interesting.
It's that YouTuber with that viral video that's coming up right now, bro. Who's like, how is this dude growing so fast?
It is. It is. It's so funny. TikTok is strange to me. It's a strange place because, you know, I have a friend, Luke. Most of you guys that watch the channel know Luke. He has a video that's 15 million views on TikTok.
15 million?
15 million. It's just this funny video that he made of him standing in water. He's very good at doing the editing skills, and it's just the door opens, he's standing in water. 15 million views. Boom. But, you know, in talking to him, if you got 15 million views on YouTube, you grow an audience, you grow this whole thing. And he was like, dude, it doesn't even matter.
Dude.
He was like, it was cool. It was cool, but like, it's not like I have like a devout following of people that want to watch my videos and come back and come back. YouTube, they do.
Yeah.
It's different.
YouTube, they'll hang out.
They hang out.
Yeah.
They say, wow, I'm a subscriber. I'm part of the community. I'm part of this now.
Yeah. Have you
But I do love TikTok. Shout out TikTok.
I get lost
Sponsor me,
on
dude.
TikTok so fast. So fast, bro. Like
But
I'm
go
on
ahead.
there. I'm on there for like an hour and I don't even realize. I'm like, bro, what? It's 8:30 already? Like
I
that
know.
kind of thing.
That is scary. That's the thing I don't like about the social media platforms.
With the amount of people, like I know you're not gonna know like the exact answer to this, but with you said 4.5 million
Yeah.
subscribers. We're just gonna go on off of your main channel.
Yeah.
How many people would you say are like devoted percentage wise?
Wow. Good question.
Like that
I
comeback,
have
like-
no idea. It is so interesting to me. Back in 2016, if we uploaded a video of a rock falling off a table into another rock, it would get 800,000 views. I swear. It would be the worst video, dumbest video, terrible video. It's getting views.
Yeah.
Now, with more subscribers, almost double the subscribers, maybe 2.5 times the subscribers, we could make an amazing video that I think is hilarious. It'll get 50,000 views.
Dude, so many times.
It's a different world.
And it's just like, it's constantly
Yeah.
like this too.
Yeah.
And I feel like if there's a viral video within your in the same class that you're in, like if
Yeah.
John Hill makes a crazy video, it just gets crazy views.
Yeah.
Like, do you guys feel that?
I think so. It's so hard to tell because there's so much going on all the time. It's funny, my skateboard sponsor, Revive, I'll ask them, hey, do you sell more boards when I make a video? And they're like, we think so, but it's hard to tell.
Yeah.
Because there's just a lot going on. It's really hard to tell. But for us, yeah, I do think it helps. That's why it's another interesting thing where, you know, if there's seems to be this like struggle or thing that people go through of who can have the most subscribers or the most views or whatever. And if somebody gets more subscribers or views than me and they're doing skateboarding, I'm not like upset. I'm like, thank you for helping.
Yeah.
We're trying to make skateboarding the biggest sport in the world.
Yeah.
You can't leave that just to me. I can't be the only one doing this.
Right.
Please help. And there's enough people in the world to support lots of channels, lots of companies. It doesn't take away from my success that some other like company is going to make YouTube videos and be successful. It doesn't.
No. And how many skate YouTubers are there? Or like just skate YouTubers.
Good question. I don't even know how to answer that. I feel like if I answer that, some people that don't consider themselves skate YouTubers will get upset.
Oh, I did that earlier. That's why I was like, there's more.
Yeah, it's hard to say.
Off the top of my head, I can think of 5.
Yeah. I feel like
Just a guesstimate.
guesstimate of skate YouTubers. I want to say I want to say 5. Gabe, what do you think?
Go ahead. I'll think on it.
Okay, Gabe's gonna count them up in his mental machinery right now. But yeah, I want to say 5 that are like going in on it, and then you have the companies that are doing it. That's the thing about skateboarding too. It gets very like company involved, which it's just fascinating. Like the difference between an individual, because back in the day, an individual could never have content streaming out somewhere. It was
You had to go with your company.
Yeah, you had to go with a company that then forced you into getting into a magazine. I moved to California to be a professional skateboarder, and I just wanted to make a good video part and be in magazines. Basically because I needed sponsors, because I needed to eat food. Weird thing you're supposed to do. But it was the only way you would get paid, right? Mm-hmm. And then I went the whole total opposite direction of literally making my own path. And then that for me was like, oh, this is where I want to be. I don't need to like check in with the boss.
I don't need to eat.
No,
just kidding.
now we eating.
Yeah, now we're eating. Yeah, that's been an interesting thing in scootering too. And like the fact that every kid wants a sponsor now too. Like they scooter to get a sponsor,
right?
And that's kind of gotten. I don't want to say it's annoying. I don't want to say that, but it's just very different from what probably you were felt as a kid too. Like you just wanted to skateboard.
You wanted to skateboard because it was fun.
Like I just wanted to scooter and have a good time, and now like everyone just has to get a sponsor, and it's just like
it's
I said,
that
it's just
acceptance
different.
thing. They want to be accepted.
Yeah.
And if you have a sponsor, you're super cool.
Yeah, and it's just like weird. I guess it's just very different.
Yeah,
and social media too is just so different than altogether than what we grew up.
I know
doing.
It's amazing. Sometimes I think, what if social media was around when I was in high school? I wonder what it would be like. Oh man.
Yeah.
Some very embarrassing moments would be online right now. Me as a kid.
Oh man. Yeah, were you like a popular kid in your town in Montana?
Well, in my school, the class that I grew up in, there's 40 people.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh wow. So it'd been tough to be like. Well, I guess popular is like.
So I don't know. I guess so.
In your area, yeah.
Yeah. I guess, I was a good skater. There's 10. Okay, so go back to the thing we were talking about earlier. Gabe has counted there's 10 YouTube skaters. At least he says. This is probably people, what do you think, 100,000 subscribers or more? Or some that have maybe less? That's okay. Some don't want to be named, and that's fine. If you want to come to the Braille Drop podcast and do an interview, let us know. Leave it in the comments below, YouTube skaters. Or non-YouTube skaters. That's where it's going to get real up in here. The heated debates with I want to get somebody that just hates me.
That would be good.
Yeah, for real.
Dude,
I just want to take it, and I just want to say, just let me know how I ruined skateboarding.
Oh, my God, dude.
That's the comments that I get. You ruined it.
Oh,
and I
dude.
just want to have that conversation.
You just need the Kanye of skateboarding to come in here and just roast everything. You don't know the answers.
Yeah. And I would be so funny about it too. I'd be like, "You're right. I don't.
But do you know?
I'm trying. I'm struggling too here, people."
But it would be good to know like what's your thought process on why I'm doing something bad for skateboarding or scootering or whatever. Like it would be interesting. Like, what's your thought process? Because I've never like really sat down and talked to somebody about that.
Yeah. It's funny. You know what I've noticed and realized? The more we expand and we grow and we talk to more people, it's like this. They hate you. And then the second they meet you, they're your best friend.
And then they hate you again.
They go, "Wait a sec, you're gonna like make more skaters? Dude, if you made more skaters, I might actually like have a career in this."
Yeah.
I'm like, "Yeah, dude, I'm trying to help you.
Yeah.
I'm trying to help you, the whole industry, bring more people in." And they go like, "I really love what you're doing."
Like all upset about it.
It
and stuff,
instantly
like,
flips around, but it's fascinating.
Really? Oh, man.
It is fascinating. And you start talking to them, and they talk to you, and it resolves very fast.
Yeah.
Communication resolves things. So if you're really upset about something or somebody, maybe you need to talk to them. The funny thing about Instagram or Facebook or YouTube comments, that's not a real conversation.
No.
It's usually a one-way thing, but sometimes it is. Andy Schrock, my good friend Andy Schrock, he's beautiful at handling this. This is what he does. Some kid goes on his Instagram and says, "You suck. I hate you. You ruined all of skateboarding." He goes to his profile. I've seen him do this. He likes a bunch of photos and then leaves some nice comments. And then he goes back. The kid will go back and say, "Oh my gosh, you liked my photos.
Dude.
Thank you so much. This is amazing. I love you." But it's like, so what are you going to do? You cannot take that personal. You can't take that comment personal.
No. Yeah. And it's, I've done the same sort of thing also, and they always go right back to just like, oh, your best friend. Because I feel like they just don't think that you're going to notice.
Right.
And they don't think do it for that attention.
There's another person on the other side of this.
Yeah.
And then when they see you in real life, they go like, "Whoa, that's an actual person like me. Weird." Yeah. And we are just people just like you.
Yeah.
And our feelings can get hurt just like yours do.
Yeah,
I have very thick skin though.
There's so many things that happen online, and it's so scary. Like just the amount of kids that take action in some crazy ways just because like they just got a nasty comment.
Yeah.
And I super frown on people that go out and just try to tear people down. Like, it is so, like, if you're watching this and you guys are out there just like, and you're just I don't know, if you're just like a troll or whatever, like you guys got to realize like that affects people like that in very serious ways.
Yeah.
Like extremely, and you guys, you don't realize it. And I've known so many kids that have just gone crazy or just are so torn down. You have to like talk to them like, "Hey man, like it's not that crazy. Like they don't actually hate you and they don't think you're stupid."
Yeah,
this
come
and
out
that.
of it.
Like,
Snap out of it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right. Yeah, it's fascinating. I've had that with employees. They come on the channel and then people are just and I'm like, "Dude, make 3 more videos and they love you."
Yeah.
The first video, everyone hates you. It doesn't matter how good you are. Even in fact, the better you are, they probably hate you more. And anything new coming into anything, it starts out rough. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like scooters, if they started in 2000, that's very new. That's going to get hate. I don't know what to say. It just is what it is, right? Any kind of like new, like it's not particular to scooters or skateboards or surfboards or anything. It's just the fact that there's a new thing coming in.
Yeah.
It's new. The internet, social media, that's very new. And it was like, their parents going, "This is ruining society." The reason, video games are ruining our kids' lives. Yeah, I would prefer that kids go outside and do some activities as well. But I don't think that that's necessarily ruining their life.
No, it's we'll take social media. It's like all the parents that say like, "Oh, like this is terrible for our kids. Like they're on Instagram too much or whatever."
Yeah.
But at the same time, like there's a lot of kids that have seen things happen on social media and gone outside and done that thing.
Right. And it can be a good thing.
Yeah.
You see? It could also be a bad thing too, I suppose, but it could also be a good thing. So, it's a communication. It's just communication. That's what it is. And you could use that for good. You could use it for bad. So please, guys, use it for some good. If go leave some nice comments today.
Yeah. Bring someone up. Bring someone up.
Bring someone up. Help them out. Say, "Gabe, I really love your heel flips." He's the very flip king. He's
valid. I like your shoes, Gabe. I like your shoes, Gabe.
He just gave a flex. Okay, well, anything else you want to say before we end off on this? Shout out to anybody, whatever you want to do.
Yeah, shouts out, of course, to the Braille squad for letting me cruise out here, have a good time. It's been a lot of fun for the past couple of days. We've got a lot of videos filmed, and for those of you guys that are watching this podcast, if you have seen some of them or they haven't come out yet, look out for them. There's some good times, a lot of funny parts. There's some crashes. There's some wins. So go check those out. And shouts out to my mom. Of course, gotta give my mom a shout out. She's always like kind of creeping on Instagram and YouTube and stuff like that. Yeah, she's like, "I saw that video." She'll be like, "She'll be like, I saw that video with that Aaron guy." I'll be like,
No way.
Yeah, my mom's out there.
My mom doesn't know how to use a phone like that.
Dude, she just learned. She just got it. She just got an iPhone.
Really?
We're getting there.
That's huge.
Getting there.
My parents have the flip phone.
Yeah.
And they're like, they think anything other than flip phone's wrong. So I just let it be.
Yeah, and, I've got a YouTube channel. If you guys want to go check it out, it's just Raymond Warner, and link will be in the description below, hopefully.
If Gabe remembers to put the link in the description below, it'll be there. He's good about it. He says good about it.
Thanks, Gabe. Good looking. But I think I'm solid. I think I'm solid.
Great. I would love from you guys, A, who you would like us to interview. B, what topics you would like us to cover. We could also just talk to each other, the Braille guys, and we could cover some various topics. Anything you guys are interested, please leave it in the comments below. This is brand new for us. Totally different thing than we've ever done before, but I'm really digging just talking to people because usually we're just kicking skateboards around left, right, and center, and sometimes it's good to talk, and it's fascinating to hear different people's viewpoints. And don't be afraid to listen to different people's viewpoints, you know? Doesn't matter what you heard about somebody. When you talk to them, your viewpoint might change.
Absolutely. Agreed.
Check out all those videos right there. Subscribe, like, leave a comment below. And you know why we make these videos? To get people into skateboarding. So go get a skateboard and learn how to ride it. We out.
Peace.